Well, yeah, so we'll get to some of the other game here. We'll talk about some winners and losers in the conference championship game. And let's start with a winner here with Travis Kelsey catching the ball for 11 times, 116 yards, and a touchdown. How in the world does he continue to do this?
I think he just got refocused. I think he rededicated himself back to the team and quit all the shenanigans and flying to Rio and all of these other places during the middle of the season and got his butt to practice. And you see what happens. He's still good, David. He just wasn't focused, in my opinion.
Or the whole thing's rigged, and I've had enough.
Scripted. Okay.
I don't know. I can't take it. The Ravens are morons. Chiefs don't have anybody worth the damn at wide receiver except Rashee Rice. And you allow this tomato can to go out there and grab 11 balls. Whole thing's absurd. The Ravens laid one of the biggest eggs in playoff history. Absolute ridiculous.
Especially
but please, planet Earth, tell me I have to continue to kiss Lamar Jackson's ass.
Mike, it wasn't for me. It wasn't even that. I'm looking at the Ravens' defense, and you're right. I'm like, I expected more at home. I mean, heck, you had Ray Lewis in the house. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's his only guy he's going to throw to, and yet he was always open.
Yeah, let's get to that first loser here. Let's get to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson looked pathetic yesterday. 20 for 37, 272 yards for a touchdown and an interception. Only rushed for 54 yards, and he looked bad throwing the ball in the pocket. What is going on with him in these games?
You know what? The moment was too big. He looked uncomfortable. I mean, when you come out and say, I don't want to play against Patrick Mahomes, this is him, not me. And then he just looked as if I kind of need everybody else to pick me up today because I'm not feeling up to snuff. And this is what you get. He didn't make the big plays. He almost, when he threw the ball to himself, he had the full head of steam. You thought he was going to make it. And then when he did make the play, you get Zay Flowers getting a taunting penalty, and then Zay Flowers fumbles it into the end zone, which would have tied the game up. But, you know, maybe we're talking something different. But at that point, they were constantly playing from behind. He was pressing, and you saw it. He was not the Lamar that you saw in the regular season, which maybe he's Joel Embiid. He's regular season guy, but don't ask him to do anything in the playoffs.
No. Don't ask him to drop back in a known passing situation on time, on platform, and be able to read a defense and make an accurate throw. Oh, wait, you mean the job of an effing quarterback? Every year they lose in the playoffs, he puts up his worst game, you guessed it, in the playoffs. But please, again, let's all firmly plant our lips on his ass.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when he accepts that MVP trophy and he's sitting there to do it and not in the Super Bowl. So let's get to the next winner here. I mentioned how Lamar Jackson rushed for 54 yards on 8 carries. But there was another quarterback in the other game that wasn't too far off, and his name is Brock Purdy. Is it now time to, when it comes to game planning against him, to now think about his legs? His legs are being the winner here. He rushed for 3 carries, 52 yards. Of course, they took some off because of the kneel downs, but 3 carries, 52 yards, 3 first downs.
I would say no. This is one where the Lions had him every time. The pocket collapsed, and somehow you managed to let him get out of the pocket. He's not this elusive quarterback. This is more so, if I'm a defensive, I'm not game planning for him running the ball. I may give him 1 or 2, but it's just, guys, when you see him running, hit him.
I mean, look, it's most quarterbacks going to be able to move a little bit. No one's ever going to mistake him for a track champ, but he can motor. He reminds me a little bit like, remember when Stafford was younger? Yeah. Stafford can move a little bit, steal you a couple of first downs. I mean, he's a gamer, man. I don't have to, again, I don't play pretend. He ain't a league MVP. He's not an elite quarterback. He's a great system QB with a ton of talent around him. But he's a gamer. It's the way he was at Iowa State. It's the way he is now. And he made a couple of the big plays in the big moments. Kills me, but I got to give him his flowers.
So the next winner here is Patrick Mahomes here.
I've had enough. I'm leaving.
I have had enough of him as well. But here's the thing here, and Dan Campbell said, you never know. It's hard to get back here. You may never get back here. And everyone, he has a better arm than Tom Brady and all this stuff. You look at those stats, of course they're going to be better than Tom Brady. But in first 6 years, Patrick Mahomes is now 4 AFC titles. Tom Brady had 3. Tom Brady had 3 Super Bowl rings. Mahomes is going for his 3rd. This is ridiculous.
He's better than Brady. He is. I mean, the second half of his career would have to be a clown car for him not to exceed what Brady has done. He's a better player. He has dragged this team across the finish line. He's unbelievable. He really, I think he's in the Brady conversation, Rico.
No, because even when he went up against Brady, he had no offensive line, and he did it. He made the game competitive by himself, scrambling, just trying. If he had any line, it would have been a closer game. But you're right. We really are witnessing greatness, and I don't like to use that term loosely, but Mahomes is going to keep a lot of people from getting a ring simply because they're playing at the same time he is.
Another winner here. I'm going to couple these because it's 2 coaches on the same team, 49ers coaching staff. It is the head coach, Kyle Shanahan, the defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks. Reason why they say they're both winners is because Kyle Shanahan has that question mark of being able to win the big one. 27 unanswered points. Kind of give him that opportunity again.
David.
But Steve Wilks was on the verge of getting fired.
Steve Wilks was going to get fired at halftime. I mean, he gave the Ozzie Davis speech from School Days. Do y'all want me to lose my job? That's where he was at. But yeah, Shanahan in the Super Bowl and against the Rams in the NFC Championship game had 10-point leads in the fourth quarter, found ways to squander them. In this and last week against the Packers, found ways to bring its team back and rally them to victories. Yeah, Wilks, your defense stepped up and made some plays. Don't take the victory lap if you're Steve Wilks.
Then
nothing for me to add.
Okay. Then the final loser here, we'll end it with this one. It's NFL fans. We are the loser because we have to see Taylor Swift yet again for the Super Bowl.
You know what? I mean, that's. I think it's a little bit late. Like, it's not like if there's a camera dedicated to her. Yes, David, they cut to her in the crowd when her boyfriend scores a touchdown. How is it any different than Brittany Mahomes or anybody else?
Because they don't show them every single time.
They show Purdy's parents. I mean, it's what they do. Fine. Now, if they just randomly start talking about her, I got problems. But, okay, her man just
You do know who's doing the Super Bowl, right? Tony Romo and crew.
Okay.
They will randomly bring up Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Listen, that's not her fault, though. I'm not mad at her. I get mad at the networks.
Thank you.
There are a lot of people who attend these games you never know about. Why? They don't show them.
Yeah.
But no, look, I just think we've generally reached a point of tomfoolery when it comes to the way people behave. Everybody wants to be a celebrity, and it's like, I mean, hell, you got Mahomes' dad out here. Oh, I'm going to light my cigar. It's like, will you please go sit down?
Right.
You know, Mahomes' wife talking bleep to everybody. I'm sorry, how many receptions did you have today? Oh, 0? Don't need to hear from you.
Right. Now, if they make it a thing, like I liked when they showed the Barry Sanders and Joe Montana honorary captain. Okay, that's kind of cool. But, yeah, if it's just nonstop, okay, I don't need to hear the story about how you guys hung out. I don't need to hear any of that. But her man just scored. Let her celebrate.
Oh,
She's
look,
happy.
it's Travis Kelce's brother, shirtless. Like, see, I don't. We've just reached ridiculousness phase.
Because you know you're going to get that. So if you're upset with Taylor Swift, you know his brother's going to be doing
it's going to be stupid.
It's not about her. It's about the networks. I'm not mad at her. She can do whatever else she wants to do.
Yeah, good for her. Go ahead, make your money, do what you want to do, enjoy the game. That is, in Football Today, NFL Championship Edition.